I wish they had these classes and really get you trying. Yeah, because somebody has to be here for those really tough. Right. Yeah. And the tilts were a little more balanced, but. Yeah, I can't, if there's five people there, they can't hear it the same. Oh. So, and like the speaker, if they're gonna do too loud. Oh. So we don't.
This one's back on now. No, it was because when I went to go use it, it wasn't on. The other one was on. So. Hey, there we go. Now it's working. Yeah, there we go. It's messing up, but that's okay. Yeah, there we go. It's messing up, but that's okay. Close enough. Okay, Romans 9:18. See if we can. Therefore, he has mercy on whom he will have mercy, and whom he will harden, thou will then say unto me, why does he yet find fault? For who has resisted the will of God? Nay, but, O man, who art thou that replies against God? Shall the thing formed say to him that formed it, why have you made me thus? Has not the potter power over the clay, of the same lump to make one vessel unto honor and another unto dishonor? What if God, willing to show his wrath and to make his power known, endured with much long suffering the vessels of wrath fit to destruction, that he might make known the riches of his glory on the vessels of mercy, which he has afore prepared unto glory? Even us, whom he has called, not of the Jews only, but also of the Gentiles, as he said also in Osee, I will call them my people, which were not my people, and her beloved, which was not beloved. And it shall come to pass that in that place where it was said unto them, you are not my people, there shall they be called the children of the living God. Isaiah also cried concerning Israel, though the number of the children of Israel be as of the sands of the sea, a remnant shall be saved. For he will finish the work and cut it short in righteousness, because a short work will the Lord make upon the earth. And Isaiah said before, except the Lord of Sabbath had left us a seed, we had been as Sodom and been made like unto Gomorrah. What shall we say then? That the Gentiles which followed not after righteousness have obtained righteousness, even the righteousness which is of faith. But Israel, which followed after the law of righteousness, has not obtained the law of righteousness. Wherefore, because they sought it not by faith, but as it were by works of the law, for they stumbled at the stumbling stone, as it is written, behold, I lay in Zion a stumbling stone, a rock of offense, and whosoever believes on him shall not be ashamed. 10:1. Brethren, my heart's desire and prayer to God for Israel is that they might be saved. For I bear them record that they have a zeal of God, but not according to knowledge. For they, being ignorant of God's righteousness, and going about to establish their own righteousness, have not submitted themselves unto the righteousness of God. For Christ is the end of the law for righteousness unto every one that believes. So we're kind of going back, and because we looked at the potter and the clay and everything in one way. So now, but he's referring also to Jeremiah 18. And so we saw from this that God has power over the clay to make as he would, but that we have, as the clay, we also have some say we have some decisions we need to make for God. We need to choose to be fit for God, to live for God, in order for God to kind of be able to work with us. And we'll see more of that in Jeremiah 18. And so we'll go to, I think that's where we're going. Yeah, Jeremiah 18. Verse 1, Jeremiah 18:1. The word which came to Jerusalem from the Lord, saying, Arise and go down to the potter's house, and there I will cause thee to hear my word. Then I went down to the potter's house, and behold, he wrought a work on the wheel. And the vessel that he made of clay was marred in the hand of the potter. So he made it again another vessel, as it seemed good to the potter to make it. Then the word of the Lord came to me, saying, O house of Israel, can I not do with you as this potter? Saith the Lord, Behold, as the clay is in the potter's hands, so are you in my hands, O house of Israel. At what instant shall I speak concerning a nation and concerning a kingdom, to pluck up and to pull down and to destroy? If the nation against whom I have pronounced turns from their evil, I will repent of the evil that I thought to do unto them. And at what instant I shall speak concerning a nation and concerning a kingdom, to build and to plant it? If it do evil in my sight, that it obey not my voice, then I will repent of the good wherewith I said I would benefit them. Therefore, go to speak to the men of Judah and to the inhabitants of Jerusalem, saying, Thus saith the Lord, Behold, I frame evil against you. I devise a device against you. Return now every one from his evil way, and make your own way and your doings good. And they said, There is no hope, but we will walk after our own devices, and we will every one do the imagination of his heart, of his evil heart. So we see it starts off that that God can show mercy on those he will show mercy, and he will harden those he will harden. But as we've seen, it's not arbitrary. It's not something that God just does at whatever whim, but that we have decisions we have to make too. And as it gets to the potter, it shows that it shows in 18, as we saw with the wordage and everything from Romans 9, was that part of it was the choice of the clay too. There was parts, God's going to be doing the good work. He's going to be the potter that will make it. But if, as we see, we compare 18 and Romans 9, where it says in 18 that the vessel, the clay, was marred in the hands of the potter. What that means is that it had impurities. The clay wasn't right, so he was trying to make it into a vessel, but it wasn't correct. The clay couldn't be made into that vessel, and so he made it into a vessel in which it could be made into. Aren't we that way before Christ? Before Christ, we have no hope. We have nothing but to be made into a vessel of dishonor, because we can't come and we can't do the things of God. We'll go on to see exactly kind of some of the things that it shows, some things that Israel was doing. We'll see a few more, but they were choosing to go in the way that they were, and God shows that he is working with them and trying to work them in, and he calls to them to do good. He calls to them to change their ways, repent of what they're doing. Otherwise, he will change what he's doing, and he will judge them for their ways. And so they're continuing, and as long as we continue in that path without Christ, we have no hope too. We have to repent of the things that we have done. We have to change our ways, and we have to turn to God and do what he says, and turn to Christ, because we have no hope without Christ. There's no hope. We can't do anything that God says without him. We'll go to Jeremiah 17, verse 5. Thus saith the Lord, cursed be the man that trusts in man, and make flesh his arm, and whose heart departs from the Lord. For he shall be like the hearth in the desert, and shall not see when good comes, but shall inhabit the parched places in the wilderness, in the salt land, and not inhabited. Behold, the man that trusts in the Lord, and whose hope is the Lord is. For he shall be as a tree planted by the waters, that spreads out her root by the river, and shall not see when heat comes, but her leaf shall be green, and shall not be careful in the year of drought, neither shall cease from yielding fruit. The heart is deceitful above all things, and desperately wicked. Who can know it? I, the Lord, search the heart. I try the reins, even to give every man according to his ways and according to the fruit of his doings. So we look at 18 and we look at 17, the little piece of 17 we did. We look at it and we see that they were trusting in humans. They were trusting in people for what they were doing. They were doing evil. They had evil